There's great power in prayer, even more in group prayer. This is the foundation of the Unity Movement and our church. Our prayer ministry has close to over 100 active participants supporting our community and the world. There's great synergy in us coming together consistently. Beyond our own personal experience with prayer, there's so much evidence to its impact on the collective consciousness. The Maharishi effect shows that if 1% of the population meditates, it produces measurable improvements in the quality of life for the whole population. The world is going through a lot of change. We must go to the unchanging realm of the divine and help co-create the best outcome for the most impactful event taking place. Let's join together to support this cause. Thank you for joining us. Your presence, your consciousness is summoned for humanity at this time.
And the love I fought to feel was always free. What if all the things I'd done were just attempts at earning love? 'Cause the hole inside my heart is stupid deep, stupid deep. What if where I tried to go was always here, and the path I've tried to cut was always clear? Why has life become a plan? Putting money in my hand when the love I really need is stupid DG. It's stupid G. Drawing close, stirred by grace, and all my heart is yours. All fear removed, I breathe you in, I lean into your love. Oh, your love, love so deep is washing over me. Your face is all I seek. You are my everything. Spirit Christ, you are my one desire. Lord, hear my only cry to know you all my life. If who I'd hoped to be was always me, and the love I thought to feel will always free. What if all the things I've done were just attempts at finding love? 'Cause the hole inside my heart is stupidity. Stupidity.
All right, much better. Good. Welcome everyone to Unity of the Triangle this morning. We're going deeper today, and even though it's maybe a little dark and gloomy outside, we are shining in here through the divine light. It shines in each one of us. It's reflected in each one of us, and that includes our kids. Get ready, kids. All right. That includes our wonderful online viewers, so we're so glad you're tuning in and have found us here today. And that includes our first, maybe second-time visitors. If you're somewhat new to the church here, we invite you to maybe fill out a guest card on the front table after the service, and we'll keep in touch with you. We've got some things going on here today. We're inducting our wonderful prayer chaplains. Just a heads up, you'll hear more about this later on. We have a congregational meeting right after the service, so don't go anywhere as soon as we're over. But let's go ahead and have our kids come on up, and we're going to give them a blessing here. All right, using the words shown on the screen, let's say it together. Together, you are loved, special, and important just the way you are. All right. And we're going to keep going here. Don't sit down. We've got a fun song that comes from the Disney movie, The Princess and the Frog. We're going to dig a little deeper, so let's have some fun with this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
It don't matter what you look like. Don't matter what you wear, How many rings you got on your finger? We don't care, no, we don't care. Don't matter where you come from, don't even matter what you are. A dog, a pig, a cow, a goat, we had them all in here, and they all knew what they wanted me to do. I told them what they needed, just like I be telling you. Oh, you gotta dig a little deeper, find out who you are. You gotta dig a little deeper, it really ain't that far. Oh, when you find out who you are, you'll find out what you need. Blue skies and sunshine guaranteed. You gotta dig, yeah, you gotta dig. Think if you a rich little boy and you wanna be rich again, they ain't gonna make you happy now. Did it make you happy then? Money ain't got no soul, money ain't got no heart. All you need is some self-control. Make yourselves a brand new start. You gotta dig a little deeper, don't have to go far, no. Dig a little deeper, tell the people I told you so. Can't tell you what you'll find, maybe love will grant you peace of mind. Oh, dig a little deeper and you'll know. Family through and through, your daddy's little child. What you had in him, he got in you. Dig a little deeper for you, the tough. Dig a little deeper, you ain't done deep enough. You gotta dig down deep inside yourself, you find out what you need. Blue skies and sunshine guaranteed. Blue skies and sunshine guaranteed. Blue skies and sunshine guaranteed. Please remain standing now and join us in the welcome song. Welcome into this place. Welcome into this open vessel. You desire to abide in the praises of your people. So we lift our hands and we lift our hearts as we offer up this praise unto your name. Welcome into this place. Welcome into this open vessel. You desire to abide in the praises of your people. So we lift our hands and we lift our hearts as we offer up this praise unto your name.
We have 11 wonderful prayer chaplains joining this new team today. This group has gone through about 30 hours of training. They've gone deep. They have come to a place of commitment, a higher level of commitment than any service that we offer in the spiritual community. And they have committed to a spiritual practice that not only allows them to transform and go deeper, but to help each and every one of you do the same through prayer. So now we're going to introduce each and every one of them for the new team. So to begin with, Janice Sears Grady is our outgoing team leader for 7 years. She has supported this program and me and added her joy and her love, so we're grateful for that. And now Tim Oak is our new team leader. He's coming. He's come into his own with a loving, loving heart, and we welcome him into that new position, as do I. And now for the prayer chaplains that are joining us in creating this new beautiful team this year. Claudia Boykin. And you can hold your applause to the end. Denise Brown. Josette Wright Lacey. Brenda Lewis Flowers. Deborah Mack. Janine Nicholson. Jackie Park. Pauline Salentic. And myself, Mimi Lohmiller.
Sure. Anyway, aren't they great? Look great. Let's stand and give them a blessing. This is a very full job. They make probably 30 phone calls a month, and they pray with you every week. And they will be available at other times if you need them. I think they are dedicated, but more importantly, their dedication to you is dedication to themselves, because it is deepening who they really are and making it much more obvious. So let's bless them and send them our best wishes as we get ready to let them become our new prayer chaplains. Together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, we behold the Christ in you. Together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you both.
As the rest of the prayer ministry stands, please join us in prayer. Let us pray. We turn within and align and harmonize our hearts and minds with all that is and the goodness and grace of the divine. All divine ideas flow from this place. As we open to our inner wisdom and surrender our will and understanding, we are nudged to receive divine guidance on what is ours to do, what is ours to be, and what is ours to know. In this state of expectancy, we uncover the gold within us. With faith and trust, we commit to putting these divine ideas into action. Sitting with the mystery and the wonder of life allows us to feel and demonstrate reverence for all things, all challenges, and all good. It is in the stillness and oneness that we find and feel peace and goodwill. And in the stillness and oneness that we envision peace and goodwill for others, including every name in this prayer box and all those unnamed. We rest in gratitude for these intentions, these truths, and all blessings, seen and unseen, known and unknown. And so we let it be. Amen.
It's in every one of us, by and by. It's in every one of us, by and by.
Let us prepare to meditate by adjusting our bodies so that we can be comfortable. And having done so, let us relax. Let each and every part of your body begin to relax. Let your eyes and your lips relax, your scalp. Let us go deeper and deeper into relaxation. The shoulders drop and the hands release and the feet relax. Let's add to that a relaxation of the belly and a relaxation of the lungs so that we can breathe deeply. Let your heart relax. And as we begin to relax, let us also pay attention to our breath. Let it be a little longer, a little deeper. Let there be a focus to the breath in the center of the chest, in the heart. May this breath awaken your heart to more fully experience love and acceptance. Breathing in, fill your heart with air. Breathing out, release any tension. Breathing in, be inspired. And breathing out, relax. Breathing in, open. And breathing out, love. today we'll be exploring the compassion that we direct toward ourselves. So let us use some of the heart energy now to bathe the body in love and acceptance. Feel it on the inside and feel it on the outside. And see yourself as a small one, a young one. Is there a time when you were young that you wish someone had said something sweet to you, defended you, loved you or guided you, and it didn't happen? And now, as an adult, you can send that child your own love and acceptance, radiating love to yourself in that time from this one. And as you do so, see if the little one, the young one, can feel some comfort, some acceptance, some love. And maybe they come to be beside you, to have what they didn't have then. May your heart extend to them fully, and they receive that kindness and the tenderness and the acceptance. And may you both be blessed in this process as we sit together in holy silence.
Give us this day our daily bread. You said you would supply all my needs according to your riches. I have but to ask, and I shall receive. To go from here and share this love you gave to me, to show someone who's lost and help them find their way, the way to truth and faith, so they can be free like me, free like me. Lord, we are your love. Lord, we are your peace. Lord, we are your joy this day.
Most of us in this room are over 20, and so since we are over 20, we are now the parents of us. We are the ones who are our own parent, and we have had, of course, parents in the past, and maybe your parents are alive today, but essentially when it comes to what your life is about, it was about what they said to you back then, but today it is about how you treat yourself. And so today I'd like to talk about how to parent yourself. How to come from that place in which love and compassion is the currency of your conversations, rather than what many of us have going on inside, which is there is a tape that keeps replaying about somehow we're inadequate, that something is wrong with us, something is missing, somehow we blew it. And this is not just from your parents, but it has been built into the culture for many years. That, and I don't mean many like 20, I mean like hundreds of thousands maybe of years, that there is essentially something inadequate, wrong about you. That the true measure of you is something less than enough. And if everyone is aware of that as you are, you would be embarrassed. You would feel like a failure. You would show up and people would think less of you than they do today. This sense has been coined the imposter syndrome. It happens to many of the most successful people, and it certainly happens to those of us who are less than fabulously successful. We feel like somehow we didn't do it. We haven't done it, or we won't ever be able to do it. This background noise in our own psyche is what I'd like to discuss today, and perhaps find a way to take that from first place to no place in your psyche. And if it's not first place, it might be in there anyway. I have a friend who recently died, but his favorite phrase was, "Not always right, but never in doubt." And it really worked for him. We lived together many years ago, and he was in a pretty difficult time at that point. He was working in San Francisco, and he was working as an underling for a guy who was fairly narcissistic, and he wasn't being paid a lot of money, but he was in a very high stressful job. And I remember him talking to himself in the mirror in the morning in the bathroom, and he would say affirmations to himself in the mirror, and I was of the age in which I thought I didn't really need anything. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, wow, how weird is that? But when you stretch to be the best person you can be, it's awfully important that you use all the skills and all the techniques because you're going to be confronted by your own fears and the outside world. And you will need to be as strong as you possibly can. And so one of the things that turned out about this guy was he became very successful in the same field he was struggling in the beginning. He became the go-to guy if we needed money. Essentially, is what it boils down to. If one of the tribe was out of luck and desperate, he would show up. And so, your compassion to yourself is not simply a gift to you, but it's a gift to everyone. Because when you have become deeply loving and compassionate to yourself, that's when it's easy for you to be deeply and compassionate and understanding for others. Because this upwelling of doubt or of self-condemnation can come at any stage in your life. It can come as a rookie, as you're trying to break into the field. It can come when you're on top and you have that lingering doubt that you aren't doing it right. And it can come when you retire and you go, the very thing that made me feel like I was a winner, now I don't have, I must be less than. And if we haven't practiced from right along, from the time we're in our 20s to the time we're retired, if we haven't practiced managing our own doubts and condemnation of ourselves and our own internal critic, if we haven't learned how to deal with that, then it will come back to bite us at any age. Because it lurks, waiting. Because it's ingrained in the culture, it's ingrained in your family, it's ingrained in your training of who you are. It is not the truth, it is not the absolute, it is not right, it's just there. Do you know what I mean? Just because you've heard it a lot doesn't mean it's really true. Oh, many of you probably have managed this, but you still know what I'm talking about. And as we get older, we may even need to be reminded, because as we get older, then some of the things that propped up our self-esteem are gone. They have shifted. They're not there anymore because maybe it was work, or maybe it was some relationships you had, or who knows, maybe it was money, maybe it was your athletic ability, whatever. But they can diminish, so there can be a time in which they're growing, and then there can be a time in which those props seem to be going away. And so coming back to this, I think applies at every age, from the time we take ownership of our life until we finish. There's a story in the East of a statue. I've told this before. The statue was solid gold. It was a Buddha, and it was revered in the whole town. Everybody loved this statue. But one year, that town was being invaded, and so to protect the statue, and especially to keep it from being stolen, they covered it in mud. And that mud, it wasn't that attractive as a mud statue, and it wasn't that special, and nobody wanted to steal it and take it home as a trophy, and so it stayed there. Years went by and people forgot, and one day it rained and the roof leaked and it began to wash away the mud, and people saw for the first time in beyond anyone's memory, for the first time they noticed, there's gold under there. Look, And they washed it clean, and there it was, this beautiful golden statue that had been with them the whole time. They just didn't know the wealth and the beauty they possessed. And isn't that the way it is with us until we learn to wash away some of the critique, some of the losses we've experienced, some of those embarrassments, some of the bad feelings we have about ourselves. I was thinking about this, and this passage from the Beatitudes came to mind, and this is multiple translations of that from the Aramaic. Blessed are those who are merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. And of course we usually think, we'll do unto others as you would have them do unto us. Perfect translation, in my opinion. But also there is that mercy toward ourselves, where we take in the feeling and own it and find acceptance for it. And once we find acceptance for it, we investigate it and we see what it is and where it came from. And we also bring to that degree of investigation an open heart, so that, quite often when you come to investigate something, you will find that you are turned off by it. You have an aversion to it. You don't want to be part of that. And the deeper you investigate, the more it feels bad. If you don't bring an open heart when you investigate, you have a chance of not actually contributing to your healing, but to just reinforce what was already a problem. So when you open the idea, when you pay attention to it, be sure to open to it and investigate, yes, but also bring an open heart, a sense of acceptance. It can be here. This feeling state can be here, and I am not destroyed by it, and I'm not so repulsed by it that I can't go deeper. And in going deeper, you have a chance to find the insight behind that, the pearl that's inside there. But also when the heart is open, there is a tenderness about us. We're not just the thinking thing, we're the feeling thing, and the compassionate thing. And that compassion can come to this moment and make space and make acceptance and make a sense of love, that you have a place, this wounded you have a place with me. I don't have to deny that you are there. I don't have to do addictive behavior to hide you. I don't have to be an outward success for you to be part of me and me to be okay. I can just be okay because I can accept you and have space for you enough that you can come home. And so much of that is coming home. It's feeling the healing that would happen when you feel like you belong. The sense that I don't have to be rejected because in some way I didn't succeed, or in some way someone said something to me, or at some point I dropped the ball, or I was embarrassed in front of someone. I don't have to be excluded from the community of you because of that. And so this sense of belonging is a huge part of that. A few years ago, maybe last year, our theme was belonging. And it was because we had been away from COVID for so long, and people were just coming back, and all that isolation made us feel like we didn't have a home. And then suddenly we're back here, and it's like we haven't quite learned how to negotiate with each other our space. So we just made that a theme. You belong. You still do. But today we're working on having all parts of you belong to you. A few years ago, I was up in Chautauqua, which is a retreat center for adults, kind of like summer camp for adults in upper New York. I was staying at where they have the guest ministers stay. And there also some people there were some gang members that had been brought there by Father Doyle, who runs this healing place and workplace in Southern California. And he was the guest speaker, one of the prime speakers of the week. And he told many stories of these gang members who have had many layers of rejection and feeling like they don't belong and reasons to come down on themselves. Many of them have been incarcerated. Most of them are tattooed, and he wrote a book about, I think it was the tattooed on your heart. There's a story he tells, and there was a big, muscular gang member who came to see him, kind of intimidating physically, and he had the time with Father Doyle by himself, and just in the waiting room were all these other gang members. And he was not part of the group yet. And he came to Father Doyle and said, "You're the father of these guys out here." And Doyle was about to say something when he said, "You're the father of them. I have a question for you. Would you let me be your son?" This big, intimidating man started to cry. And the tears were rolling down his face. And Father Doyle leaned over and said, "What a gift to be able to be a father of a son like you." And the boy said, "That's all I ever wanted my father to say." Now, for most of us, many of us in this room anyway, we'll never have our parents say that because they're not here. They may have said it even later, but there is, in the history of your life, there have been moments in which you wanted them to say that, and they were too busy doing what they had been taught themselves, which is that if you aren't of the certain way, that you're not acceptable, right? If you're not smart enough, fast enough, winning enough, strong enough, you don't cry, then you're not acceptable. And they're passing it down from generation to generation, and I'm sure they had it before because their parents did, and their parents before them, etc. And so it's very much the cultural thing. And if you happen to be of a minority culture, you have that overlay as well. If you're not of this type, then you're not acceptable too. And so that doubles down on that sense of rejection. And a secondary burden to carry. Only you at this stage in your life can fix it. Now, you may have friends who help, or spouses or lovers, and they can do so much for you, but they cannot do it without your cooperation, without your willingness to change the way you have programmed yourself to hear. Because people can say you are great 1,000 times over, and you will never hear it if you don't open your ears to hear. They can be as loving to you as possible, and somehow you could miss it if you don't invite your own psyche to change by being merciful to you. Now in Buddhism, there's a practice called rain. It comes out of the Western tradition, English-speaking tradition of Buddhism. And basically, rain means that you recognize something, and then the second thing is that you accept it. So you recognize you have an emotion, you recognize you have a thought, or you recognize that you're not feeling good or whatever. You just recognize. And you can recognize anything. It could be joy or upset, but you're staying in a state of awareness, which is mindfulness in short. You're mindful of what's going on inside you. You recognize. And then the next thing is to accept it. And by accept it, it just means to make some space for it. And say, yes, of course, you can be here. Why not? Why wouldn't you be here? Of course, we're in this human experience. Of course, yes, accept it. And then if you come to the place where you have some acceptance, then the next letter is I, which is investigate. Investigate deeper. And it is said that your problems will disappear, according to the Buddhist tradition, if you investigate deeply enough. That you will come to understanding, that you will come to a place of peace, a recognition of the background, or whatever it is, the cause, the solution. If you go deep enough, you will have that. And then at that point, you can have non-attachment. So then you can have it without it being you. And you realize that this is a common experience among humanity. You recognize that everybody gets angry, everybody feels lonely, everybody feels unloved, everybody has all the emotions you're having, and you can come to a place of non-attachment. It's like, I am now sitting in a seat of awareness, and in this seat of awareness, I realize it is just the human condition. You might talk about it in the third person rather than in the first person. It's like, not I am angry, but there is anger. Because it's not you. Because you have shifted from the one who is caught in this to the one who is aware of this. And that is a beautiful shift. This rain leaves you at a place which is recognition, acceptance, investigation, and then non-attachment, leaves you in a place where you now have cleared the ground. You have made clear this thicket. And it's time to nurture and grow something new. Love and compassion toward yourself, mercy, tenderness, a deepening of your appreciation of who you are, independent of all those things you thought you had to do to be accepted, independent of that you are inherently beautiful and good. So Father Doyle has this thing where it says, you belong. And you have indomitable goodness in you. Those are two of the pillars of how he teaches people to come to a healing so that they can be productive citizens in the world and get out of the cycle of violence. You belong. You are inherently good. And the third one is, you are cherished. And when people feel cherished, their brains change, their heart changes, their behavior changes. You are cherished. And there's a very good chance there are people who cherish you already, but the one person you need to really cherish you is you. Because if you cherish you, then the world can spin off in crazy ways, but you are okay. If you cherish you, you begin to change the way you feel about yourself. And the way you feel about yourself when you are cherished will make you merciful. It doesn't make you less than. You don't have to be beat up to do the right thing. You are inherently good, indomitably good. So when you're cherished, you move right into that goodness because that is who you really are. Not all the things you were told that you remember more than anything else. That becomes your very natural action. To cherish yourself is to do the right thing. To love yourself is what so much of our resistance is against. Is like, if I'm too nice to me, I won't be a good person because I need the stick. The world will give you the stick. You could be the carrot. So let's practice for a few minutes. Let's do the rain and then let's do the nurture. So think of something, whatever is, not think of something, be aware of something that's happening inside you right now, whatever it is. If it's joy, pay attention to that. If it's sadness, that. If it's weakness or strength or loneliness or feeling stuffed, whatever it is, recognize it. And then let's come to a state of acceptance. So of course, you have it. Of course you have it. Doesn't everybody? Why not? You have it. Anger, frustration, the negatives, the positives as well. You have it. Accept it. And then investigate the nature of that, where it's from. How does it feel in your body? Does it feel in your knee, or is it in your heart? Is it in your face, or is it in your throat? And what does the emotion look like, sound like, feel like? What color is it? Investigate. Curiosity, really, not judgment. We've had enough of that. Judge it, not. That it not be judged. Be curious. And see if you can go deep enough into it that you see you're looking at it, but it is not you. That you're the awareness of that and many other things. That you have clarity, and you have insight, but you're not the condition in the first place. And now, cherish yourself. Nurture. Love. Attend to. Be kind to, however you phrase it. But cherish yourself. Let this be the standard and not the critic. Let this be your natural, your go-to, your this is who I am. Let it be so. And may there be peace on earth, and let it begin with us. And so it is. Amen.
I want to live, I want to give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give that keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I've crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind, it's such a fine line that keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. You keep me searching and I'm growing old. You keep me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old.
Well, hello, my name is Deborah Mack. And when Reverend Newsom was talking, it brought me to mind to something that I went to this women's conference. You know, this is about parenting myself now. So there was a quote that they gave to us and to get us to be confident in ourselves. So I'm going to do that for you. But it was like, I feel good. I look good. There ain't nobody like me. And we were to do that every day. But it is an honor and a privilege to be before you today. And I'm going to read your announcements. So today there's a congregational meeting. And hold up, I'm going to get your coffee. So it's only going to be 6 minutes. So stay seated. So there's there's a free will presentation going to take place. Unity of the Triangle is delighted to provide you with a free will online estate planning tool. And it's designed to assist you in crafting your estate plan. Now, wills are not merely about practical arrangements. It's about aligning your earthly legacy. You know, so with the timeless and principles of love and abundance and spiritual transformation. So to learn more about it, ask questions, come to the presentation on Sunday, May 5th at 1 o'clock in the fellowship hall. Next, there's Women's Garden Party. Well, you see, everyone liked the women. We loved it. There was so many wonderful outfits and just having a great time, sitting and talking. But the Spirit Sisters and the Unity Women of Color are hosting another tea part on Saturday, May 11th from 2 to 4 in the fellowship hall. So come and join iced tea, tiny sandwiches, elegant desserts, and good company, most of all. So wear what you like, and all the Unity women are invited. I can't wait. Second service is coming soon. So it's an early service, and details will follow. Offering. I was thinking about the offering of something encouraging, and tithing and giving and is about me. It's just what I do. And I just thought of something earlier. Well, when I knew I was going to do these announcements, it's just like when I do open mic, my brain just keeps going and going. I'm like, what am I going to say? How am I going to encourage? But what encourages me is just the other day, actually, my husband and I decided we were going to replace windows, not windmill. And the gentleman that came to sell it to us, he quoted us a price, and my eyes was like, what the heck? And I could buy a new car with this. And so he went through the whole process, and I'm just sitting there saying, okay, it is what it is. That's what I got to do. We signed the papers, you know. And then he says, oh, I gave you one more window than you're supposed to. Okay, brings the price down. I was like, thank goodness. So we agree. He goes away. He comes back. I came home Saturday. My husband says, we had them come measure the windows and what have you. And after they measured, the guy says, we can't do what you want us to do on the outside because it's not going to match the rest of the houses, because I'm in a townhome. It's all an HOA, you have to have everything got to be consistent. So I said, well, no. So how much money? And he said, I don't know. You got to call them, and they'll tell you. So we call, and the guy says, oh, it's just going to be like $100. I don't want to have to change the paperwork, for that. And I said, okay. Well, my husband wasn't satisfied with that, so he called. And I come home, and he says to me, I got good news and bad news. And I'm like, why do you do that? Just tell me. So he says, I said, give me the good news. He says, well, no, I said, give me the bad news first. And he said, well, we still got a bill. And I was like, well, yeah. And he goes, but it's going to be it's going to be like $1,200 less. So I immediately said, I don't pay my tithes for nothing. It completely went over his head, but I was like, hey, when you're paying your tithes, you're giving yourself, and you're giving of yourself. It's a blessing. You may not see it right away, but it's been years. I came here to North Carolina in '96. I came here with nothing. I came here with no place to live. I came here with no job. I just had that much faith that I was going to get all those things. And I actually said, I come to North Carolina to get rich. I ain't there yet, but I'm rich in the heart, but I ain't there with this, So anyway, and then, but then also, and I woke up this morning and I had a smile on my face because I was trying to think of a punchline. You know that commercial that says that drink that says you'll get wings? Well, that's the thought that came to my mind. If you pay your tithes and you give from your heart, you get wings. I'm a proof for that. So for those online, if you are giving, you can go to our website and just click on the orange button, for donate. And then for those present, there are card readers outside. They're available at the welcome desk. And you may also sign up as a consistent giving. So will the greeters now please stand to bless our gifts? All right, let's say together the blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.